Cheers, Quaffers, Scuttles, Swiggers, Sibbers, and all other good people out there. Hopswatch here on the Christmas relay stream, and I've already got a couple of guests. Hi, Pirate Kitty.
Hello.
And Scuttle Scummer.
Ahoy.
And Purple was refilling his drink, which I think.
Well, still here. I'm still dislodging the cat.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that would take some time. But how appropriate that you were going to get a drink.
Yep.
Speaking of which, it's probably time to start drinking, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? What do you have, Scummer?
I have some kind of innocent gun, Scotch barrel ale. It's quite nice. It's got a little tinge of Scotch in the taste, so it's
yeah, I know the brand.
It makes a nice so it makes a nice sort of sipping beer rather than like, so I thought if I go on a lagers, I'll just end up starting to down them, and I don't want to drink too much just yet. So
no, I understand. Well, it is Christmas, so I went for something. I hope to be proper, but you really never know. Pirate Kitty, if I understand it correctly, you're not drinking.
No, I've only got some rum. Well, for one thing, it's 7 a.m. for me, so.
Yeah, but it's fine. I don't mind. I was just about to say I don't really care, but I always care. Start drinking. You got coffee. Coffee's good.
Yeah, it's where's the camera? Thinking Atheist mug.
Yeah.
I got it at Faithless Forum last year.
I've got almost as cool a shirt as you have a cup.
Oh,
that's an awesome Christmas jumper. Mine.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was, but it's still cool. I thought it was Newton, but then I just realized I saw production. I'm like, oh, okay, Marx.
No, it's and that means all the way through December, I'm always humming to myself. All I want for Christmas is the means of production. Let's say yours.
Now I have a machine gun. Oh, somebody shared something on Twitter that was like,
yeah,
I think it was Twitter that it was. Where the heck am I going? There I go.
That's my hat firmly in the ring of whether Die Hard's a Christmas movie or not.
Oh,
and we've got Jenny in.
Yay!
Hey, Jenny.
Hi.
So, Jenny, you are having a bit of a project going on, I understand.
Well, I'm breathing and that kind of stuff, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, well, I was thinking you were going to go through the whole Christmas relay stream, weren't you, without sleeping?
Yes, I've been trying to do that, although I had to unfortunately take a break because I started having some breathing problems and stuff, and I had to back off and get some medications in me and stuff like that because dying on the air just really sucks.
That would be a real downer.
Yeah, it really would.
That would really suck.
So I missed a couple of hours out of Purple's most recent stream, but I'm okay now, and well, I'm
good,
and just hoping that I can continue on here.
It's a bit weird because I was just like, my initial thinking was I wasn't going to jump on too many streams over this, but I just realized I did 3 streams yesterday. One on my channel. Then I was jumped on MathPix for a little while. Then I was on the and I kind of ended up going on the iNetwork's Christmas Eve thing and got ridiculously drunk on that. Yeah,
it can happen.
The Scotch came out, so I got pretty damn wasted. But and then I woke up this morning, so I was on Purples for a little bit, and I was on Notches for a little while.
Okay, so I think wonderful. We've also got Stool in. Hi, Stool. Or do you prefer being called Penis?
Earthlings.
Hey. Okay, so
I can't keep up with this. you guys keep making me run around and I have to go to your house and then your house. It's really fucking hard work.
And it's all over the world. I mean, you've been to Australia, the States.
I was gonna say you've done really well to get from from Australia to Denmark so quickly, mate. You've done really well.
Fucking awesome, me. I'm like
That's
Santa.
impressive. That's impressive. Now we've got Diane in as well, and I only have room for 6. I'm so sorry. What are we going to do?
Yeah. Oh, do you want me to go? I'll go.
No,
don't worry about
no,
it.
I don't want anyone to go. And I even invited, if you know about him, Shartan Rowan from the Bin podcast. He was actually going to be here from the beginning, and we were going to discuss state churches. That's kind of the theme that I was thinking of doing on this stream, whether they could have any advantages, for which I see some arguments. I don't want state churches, but in order to explore the subject and the character of those properly, I mean, it would be good to have some good arguments. So I wanted to invite at least him to join, because he's also, like myself, in a country that has a state church.
That's right. Norway's got a state church, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much like Denmark. Sweden, however, doesn't anymore. So I also invited Martimer81. He wasn't sure though if he could make it. Shartan said he definitely could. He sounded. Yeah.
I'm going to be the first to die on my own sword here, because I've no intention whatsoever to have any kind of serious conversation, because it's Christmas Day. So fuck that. So if you want to kick me out, go for it. If you want to do important things, that's fine, no problem. Also, but if you do want to kick me out, can I ask you a favor, please?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Kick Jenny out before me, because she's fucking stalking me and following me.
No. What I want to do instead, Stu, is I'll kick you and keep Jenny here so that she can't stalk you anymore. How about that?
Would you tie me up, please?
Yeah.
You know, this is what.
Basically, we're giving you a head start, Still. Make the best of it.
I really should have taken
the
premium version of StreamYard, because now we've got Diane and Charlton in, and dang it! What am I going to do? Okay, let's see.
Who else have you got waiting?
I've got two more people waiting, Diane and Shartan from the Bin podcast.
So I have my own stream next, so I can give my spot up to somebody and just sit in the back for a little while anyways.
I'm sorry, I'm taking up a spot and I'm not talking. Would you rather I step out for a little while?
Yeah.
That would be fine. I'll just be listening.
And I don't really have to be here, so I can step out.
Yeah,
and then,
I'll just be listening for a while.
This is the funniest thing ever.
Jeff doesn't really want to be here, so he can step out, and you can be all alone then.
This is people arguing and begging to be kicked out of a stream. This is British Christmas.
This is a luxury problem. Let's just get the first one in. Hey, Diane. I'll get.
Hey, honey, how you doing?
Yeah. Actually, wave this time.
Okay, wait a minute, is this working or is this not working? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, fine. So it was just the Zoom that was giving me the problem. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
you might still have a little bit of an echo.
I can fix that.
Maybe not. It's okay.
No, I tried to get on Upside Down Sweetie's stream and Zoom would not work at all for me. So
okay, so who will it be then, Stool or Jenny, that I kick as the last one?
Well, my goal is to be on all the streams, not to necessarily be a panel. So if I sit in the chat for a time, that's not gonna wreck my hours accumulation.
Okay. Well,
there we are.
But then again, Stu didn't want to be serious. but we aren't necessarily anyway. But this is difficult.
I was going to say, still, how is this different from any other stream you're on then? Not being serious.
The thing is,
Jeff, the first one
listen, I'm actually very scared now because it's Christmas Day in our country.
Well, you should be.
And our lovely host, and I've watched his stuff, and he is very lovely. I like what he does. But I'm kind of scared because he's a ginger.
Oh, right. Stu, thanks for visiting my stream. You will be the one that I choose to kick now because of lack of space. I hope to see you in the chat though. So, Stu, see you. Cheers, man. That's hey, Shotgun.
Stu.
Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bye, honey.
Bye, Stu.
Go, Jenny. You can stay if you want to. Oh, that was
she's saying hi.
Yeah, I was invited, Stu.
Okay, fair enough. But I've tied you down now, Jenny. I've tied you down now. You're not going anywhere. Leave Stu alone. Right, Shotgun, what are you having?
Coffee, because I'm hungover as fuck.
I don't know. You just did that to yourself, didn't you?
Yeah. I did.
If people wouldn't know, you see, Christmas Eve is the big Christmas day in Scandinavia, from where Shotgun and I are coming. John is in Norway. If people wouldn't know, I'm in Denmark. Let's kick this off with me opening this beer. And as you can see, what I really like about this beer is that it has a proper cork.
Oh, my.
I thought you were having wine for some reason. It looks like a wine bottle.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It does look like a wine bottle. It is, however, a Course and Dunk Christmas ale. And more specifically, it's a dark ale, or as they say in Belgium, where did I find it? Brown beer op gist. So brown beer op gist. It's very, very important to get that right. Gist, okay? Gist. And let's see, dark ale re-fermented in the bottle. It's 8.1. And maybe I should just stop talking and get it open.
Wait a minute, re-fermented?
Re-fermented in bottles. So there's some active yeast residue at the bottom of the bottle.
Oh wow! I didn't know that anybody did that to ales or beers. Okay.
Apparently,
all the time.
Apparently, Gwyneth Paltrow has been very busy.
Oh no! Now what?
No. Let's not go there. Let's not go there, please.
It's too early to be talking about her and Goop.
Yeah.
we had enough of that on like Notch's Quiplash stuff.
There was nothing but in that stream. That was really hot. Let's just put it that way, shall we?
Ooh. Now that looks tasty in the glass there.
Mm-hmm. Let me just. This is for my blog.
So you can't see mine's in the tankard.
How about that?
That's nice. That looks nice.
I'm not. It's funny to be subscribed to and friends with a beer YouTuber, and I don't drink beer. I like stuff like hard ales, like cider ales and stuff like that. But like every time I've tried to do a real beer, it's like all I can taste is. This is going to sound wrong. All I can taste is hops.
That's what I like about beer.
I don't like that flavor. It's too overpowering, especially when I'm getting a beer and they're like, oh, it has hints of banana and cinnamon. And all you get is pow hops in the face.
You should try some of the fruit beers you can get in Europe,
Belgian
Well, I'd
fruit
love to, but I'm not in Europe, so you know.
Yeah, I'm the weird one who likes Brussels sprouts, so of course I like hogs.
And by the way, just so you know, Jeff has about 6 days of being in Europe, then he's out of here.
Oh, right.
What's that?
The Brexit deal.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, you got another 6 days of Europe, mate. Then you're just an island in the Atlantic.
We're just yeah. We're gonna be the 51st state, I think.
No,
you don't want that. You do not want that.
No, we don't. We don't.
Well, now it's not going to be Greenland, so somebody else has to be the 51st.
Yeah, you're in about 6 days. You're basically Iceland without the nice scenery.
Wasn't it Iceland Trump wanted to buy?
Yes.
Greenland.
No,
all the volcanoes. Anyway, as I usually do on my stream, I talk a bit about the beer that I'm having. So this has a nice sweet and slightly alcoholic flavor to it. It burns a little bit at the back of the throat, which is nice. Besides that, it's nice and drinkable. That's also a nicer way to say it's a bit on the thin side.
Okay.
I'll give this beer. I'll give it, because I'm in a good Christmas mood. I'll give it 4 stars. But actually, it's a bit too much on the thin side to my taste, especially when it's this strong. So. But it's going to be a good companion for this stream, definitely. So there's that. Okay, so let's start on today's subject, shall we?
Yay.
Jonathan and I, we live in countries that have state churches. And I'm not sure how it is in the UK exactly. Is the Church of England a state church in any way?
Sorry, give me a few secs. I'm having some internet issues.
Oh no, we can't have that.
Oh, I can hear that. But anyway, you don't at all. You American people, 3 of us. And the thing that so I ages ago I had a Martin 81 on my channel. It was actually the first one I ever had on a live stream. I just have to get Scummer in again. Tell you what, Jeff.
Issues, so hopefully they sorted out now.
Yeah, well, you're still frozen, but we hear you okay. We hear you okay, but you're frozen, and now we don't hear you anymore.
And I do not see him either.
Can't you see him? Well, I can see him.
I can't see him either.
I've got a black screen.
Same.
Okay. I've got the last image we saw of him. It must be a kind of and I see him on the YouTube stream as well, but he's just frozen, and I don't hear him.
This is a taste of Brexit for you.
Yeah, probably. Let's get him.
Well, I broke the stream, so blame me.
I don't think you did. Diane.
What we should do is Jenny and I should pop out and pop back in, and you put Scummer in first, and then you'll have all of the European types on the top and all of the American types on the bottom.
No, I want it to be confusing, so I want you mixed. I also like mixing people. He's in again. Let's see if it works this time around.
Okay. I hope so, but I'm hoping so. But my internet's being really funny at the moment, so.
Right. Anyway, Jeff, first I wanted to ask you, is the Church of England actually a state church, or how does it work exactly?
It is a state church. I mean, it still has, I can't remember exactly how many bishops it has in...
Is you broken again? Yeah, you're
broken again.
I don't know here.
That's sad. Okay. Anyway, Jeff, jump out, jump in whenever. I'll keep an eye when your internet is behaving. You're always more than welcome to rejoin.
Here we go. Do I see? Yeah, there he is.
Well, he's in a different. No, you're moving. Okay, good.
We need to just have him stand there and do this the whole time.
Okay. Suddenly I can hear everyone again. So.
Yeah. Oh, kitty.
Dada. Only on her terms.
So, are you going to? Scott, yeah. I mean, if you've got issues, whenever you want to jump out, jump in again. But is it working?
Yeah. Joe, I'm gonna do that actually because I'm gonna try and refire up my router or something because I think it just seems to be giving me problems. So I'm gonna jump out for 10-15 minutes or so. Okay.
Sure. No problem.
Sure. Okay.
No problem.
If you insist.
Yeah, so I'll try to answer this on Jeff's behalf, and he's welcome to correct me if I get this wrong, but I don't think I will. So the structure of the Church of England is basically the same as the Danish Church. They have the Archbishop of Canterbury, which is their highest spiritual leader, but its highest leader is the monarch, so that would be the Queen. It is financed through tax, and there is no real way to opt out. The buildings, the churches, are owned by the church, but the property they stand on is owned by the state.
It's confusing.
Not really. Not really. It's so that we are. I think so in Denmark as well, and in England, the cemeteries are owned by the local municipality, which means that we are all allowed to be put into the ground on a cemetery. The cemeteries are
in Denmark. It varies from cemetery to cemetery. Sometimes they're actually owned by the church, as far as I know, which sometimes makes it more expensive for atheists to be buried in Denmark, and sometimes.
Oh, really? I did not know that. It is not that way in England, Norway, or Sweden for sure. The cemeteries, the actual cemeteries, are owned by some sort of a government body. They are not attached to any religious beliefs. So.
And in Sweden, that would be because they relatively recently, 20 years ago, but that's, I mean...
it's relatively recently.
That's relatively recently. They did away with their state church, actually.
Yeah. So Sweden does not have a state church. They have the Church of Sweden, which is independent from the actual governing body of the state. It is a church, and it has nothing to do. You can choose to opt out, and if you don't choose to opt out, there is a church tax that you will have to pay if you're a member of the Swedish church.
Right, and the question back then, when I was interviewing Martin81, if you're not subscribed, you really should be subscribed to him. I asked him if he thought it. I don't remember exactly how I asked him, but I think there was a slight discrepancy in our opinion. And the question was, now that Sweden has done away with its state church, did he see the same development that we see or have seen rather in the United States, where churches are propping up all over the place and kind of taking over the could you call it taking over the function of the state church, but doing it in a more destructive way, so to say. So the issue that I could see is that once you don't have a state church anymore, anyone could start a church, and while we see that in state, if you have to be a priest in the state church, and I'm quite sure that would be the rule in Denmark and Norway and in Britain as well. You have to go to university, and you have to go through quite a long education. I think it's 5.5 years as far as I know, in which you have to learn 3 languages: Latin, ancient Greek, and Hebrew. In Denmark, at least. And you have to go through a lot of church history, philosophy, history of ideas, stuff like that, which will more or less, condition you to, if you when you start practicing, you're inside this huge and already laid out very old institution where you're supposed to do things in a certain way. While if you found your own church, you can just start out doing things exactly as you feel like, with all the problems that entails.
Yeah, one of the problems you have here is, as George Carlin said, any schmuck with a $2 prayer book can start up a church and do whatever he wants, and you got the weird shit going over here.
Exactly, and I mean we all know that, and we kind of we laugh a bit at you for that, and I think that's the thing. Sorry, but I mean we would all be on the same page, but it seems bizarre to people in Europe often what we see in the United States. I mean, you've seen
it's even written into law that in order to have religious freedom here, the church doesn't even have to make sense. That is actually it's formulated in law that you could have, the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, and it could be recognized. I think it is recognized.
Yeah, it is, because I seem to remember somebody being able to take their driver's license picture.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, you there?
Yes.
I'm so confused right now. So is the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster an actual thing?
Yes.
It's a joke. It's an actual church.
Church.
But it is a parody religion, just like Discordianism is a parody religion.
Only in fucking America. Holy fuck.
You got it. Yep.
Well, I'm
in America, I am an ordained minister.
So am I.
Oh, okay. Universal Life?
No, the Church of Bob.
Oh, yeah, okay, fine.
Mm-hmm. I'm ordained in the Church of the Latter-day Dude.
All right.
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds interesting. Are we talking about a dude imbibing?
Yeah, the Big Lebowski one, yeah.
Well, I think that's both Scummer and I are actually apostles of the debauchery gospel. Founded by now. Why does his name escape me? Yes, King Fat, a Despicable Dane, my good friend. But I mean, in that religion, anyone can join and be members of other religions at the same time. And we've got another one on hold. So can you actually, when you're waiting to get in, can you hear people?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Nacho, I see you. Unfortunately, I don't have room for you right now. As soon as I do, I'll let you in.
I tell you what.
No, but I have to go in about 10 minutes. Because we're the whole family's going on our Christmas Day walk and stuff like that. So if you give me another 10 minutes, I'm going to pop off.
Okay.
That sounded really bad, Charlton.
It is actually quite nice, and I need to get some fresh air. As I said, I am absolutely
I was going to
hammered.
say I could step out because I couldn't give two fucks about religion, and Nacho at least is has religious issues that he can intelligently discuss.
Upside down, sweetie! Yay!
Okay, Pirate Kitty wanted to jump out to let Nacho in. So, Sharpton, once you leave, we'll pop Pirate Kitty back in. But Sharon, what I wanted to ask you is, it in Norway? It would be just as much a tradition in Norway as in Denmark that you get baptized and confirmed, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a very strong tradition in Denmark. That I mean, and we did that in my family. I haven't done that to my own kids though. But I was baptized when I was barely 1 year old, and I was confirmed because everyone else in my school class were confirmed in the belief when we were 13 or 14.
Okay.
And what really kind of worries me, I never were much of a religious person. I never proselytized, for example, which I would say is what would have made you an actual, religious person in practice if you were engaged in the church and proselytized. And I never did that. So practically, I've been pretty much the atheist all the time. However, I am confirmed in the Lutheran belief because everyone was, and the school was actually very engaged in that when we were preparing for a confirmation. That happened with a priest 2 hours every week, and that happened in school. So there's that. That's the Danish school system for you. How about you, Shelton? Were you weren't baptized or confirmed, were you?
No. I was raised atheist. Both my parents are atheists, and I have never been a member of a church, baptized or confirmed.
Look at you! Yay!
I've never been baptized or part of. So this, we don't, that's one thing about the C of E. It's not something that's like mandatory to join or anything. But it is a bit worrying for them when they are the state church, and I think the latest figures show that only about 2% of young adults in the country identify as being C of E. So,
whoops.
So, but when it comes to that part, I think one of the main differences that we have to take into consideration, I'm speaking strictly about Norway, where I grew up, and I can speak a little bit about Sweden as well, but and I'll leave Hopswatch to tell us about Denmark. But religion is more of a traditional thing than a belief system in Norway and Sweden. It's more about we baptize because it's a tradition. We confirm because it's a tradition. We go to church on Christmas Eve because it's a tradition, not necessarily because we believe in God. So the churches and sort of the ceremonies around the churches are predicated more on tradition than actually being a belief system. I know for a fact that when I was the only kid in my school, me and my brother was the only kids there that were not baptized. But I can tell you that none of these families, well, almost none of them, were Christian. It was just they did it out of tradition. Because this is something that you do, and I think that that is one of the reasons that we haven't seen an influx of the churches, like the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster or whatever you called it, or not about like the Westboro Baptist Church. That you haven't seen an influx of them in Sweden after you've dismantled the state church, because the church and religion is still more of a tradition than a belief system. You do have weirdos that have their kind of cultist sort of things, and create their cults within it, but they are few and it's far between. So I'm not really worried about Sweden getting a lot of these weird churches. I still think that we have Sweden does have a very sensible law system around religion, which means that they do not recognize what's the fucking church that Tom Cruise subscribes to? What the fuck is that?
Scientology.
They don't recognize that as a religion.
Good for them.
It is not recognized as a belief system. They are not tax exempt in Sweden. They are tax exempt within the EU, but Sweden has asked to be excused from that.
Good
Nice,
for them.
nice.
Cool.
They did not get it through the European Parliament, but they actually tried to actually say, hey, even though EU, we don't recognize this as a religion, we don't want this to be recognized as a religion or a belief system in Sweden. So Sweden has been in the forefront, sort of, even, you know, with dismantling that and trying to have sensible laws around what is recognized as a religion and what is not. You still have to go through, you have to be a theologist to become a priest. You have to go to school. You can't be just ordained a minister and call yourself a priest. Priest is a protected title for people who are actually employed by a church and has a degree as a theologist. So it is a protected title. And so, as I said, they are trying to get as close as we can to a sensible law system around religion, and that is. And it seems to be working. It seems to be working.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't mind people having a belief system. You are free to do whatever the fuck you want and think whatever the fuck you want. I am not going to be judgmental about that. I don't believe in anything, and I want to be respected for that as well. And I feel that I am.
But
So,
if you have a state-sponsored church, then you know, I understand that you're not accepting of those beliefs, but I would imagine also that a fair number of people who are attending those churches, that they would believe those things. And so isn't that really what we supposedly are so much against here in America? The state telling us what to think and what to believe.
Well, here's the thing about the state.
yes and no.
Far away.
Yeah, so there is validity to what you're saying. As soon as we have a state being involved in any sort of religion, yes, I believe that that it poses a problem. I think that we have gotten as close as we can in Norway, Sweden, to create sensible laws and a sensible system that prohibits that. As I said, there is a tradition around funerals where you get put into the ground at a cemetery. So we have taken religion out of the equation there. So everybody has the right to be buried in a cemetery. It's not owned by the church. And you know, so we don't have, you know, it's not like we do, you know, the whole Viking burning boat thing anymore. It's yeah, that's my thought exactly. It's like, oh, can't I get the boat?
One thing I wanted to ask you, Sharpan, before you leave. Was there organized in your school? Was there organized preparation for confirmation, like in my school, where the school buildings and actually the plan, the week plan, we had confirmation preparation as an actual subject in school. Did your classmates have that? Those that were confirmed?
So here's the thing. Here's where I think the genius of Norway kicks in, and I'm not going to beat about it because I think that they've really sorted this out in a very good way. So you can actually get confirmed even if you're not in a church. So there is actually an atheist movement that has the same program around this. So if you choose to get confirmed, but don't want to do it in a church, but you still want to have that whole, you know, bar mitzvah-ish party and get all the presents, you can do a humanist program.
Right.
which is has nothing to do with religion. We sat around and we talked about all kinds of manner of things, and it was sort of like a course that you had to go through. So while all of my classmates who got confirmed in church went to this course thing where they sat down and talked about religion and priest, I got to go to a different one where we all sat around talking about, just the world and philosophy and reading books and shit. And we had this big ceremony in this big atrium, and all our families were there. We were all dressed up and stuff like that. So Norway has actually created a system where you could still have that. We call it coming of age party, sort of.
Right.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Where you celebrate
what
the fact that
confirmation basically is. I mean.
Yeah. So confirmation is supposed to be like you have become of age, so now it's time for you to confirm your belief from when you got baptized. It's sort of getting baptized all over again. But what we do in the humanist movement when we have these parties is that we say, congratulations, you are now becoming an adult, and welcome into the fold of the adults, and you are becoming of age and stuff like that. So welcome into that fold, and let's send you on your way into the next part of your journey.
Right.
See, now that I think is a good idea. I mean, I think children through their maturation process, they need to have signposts along the way that tell them what they've achieved, what point they've passed or accomplished in life, and I think that's a real important thing to do.
Yeah, and I think, and especially as I said, getting back to what I said, going full circle here, because we don't have a strong religious belief system in the Nordic countries. It's more about tradition that we start to have these traditions go into more of a humanist nature. So if you don't believe in God, you actually do have a way to get these signposts that we were talking about, and get in these, pillars and actual things that, like, you are now 15, you're now becoming a man or a woman, you're no longer a boy or a girl. It's this is the next step of your life, and we have this great big party celebrating that you are now entering the next fold. I would I think it's very good.
However, you actually didn't. I mean, that was very interesting, Jonathan. But you actually didn't answer my question, which was: were any school resources being used to prepare kids for confirmation? It's the mixture of the educational system and religion that I really don't like, and which there is a lot in Denmark, and there shouldn't be.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was done on free time and it was the church who it was the priests who actually you had to go to so there had nothing to do with the school. And this was, I think, my brother's 2 years older than me, and I think it was around that time when they stopped including this in schools.
Okay, so they used to, as I hear.
Yeah,
they didn't do anymore. Okay, interesting.
But then because of that humanist thing, that humanist movement that got very strong in late 80s, early 90s, they opposed this because they said you are now telling kids that don't want to hear about God and don't want to get confirmed through the church that they have to, and like if you chose, you couldn't choose to opt out. It was a part of your school day. So if you walked out, that would actually be you skipping school, and it would affect your grades. But then the humanist movement went in and like, no, you can't do this because you're indoctrinating kids to believe in God, and you're not allowed to do that. And so they had to stop. So all of these courses, and even if you went through the humanist movement or the church movement, they were done after school hours, and the school was not allowed to oppose anything on you after, I think, I would like to say 94, but I might be wrong about that.
I mean, in Denmark, we have a subject in school which you will have from the first grade and all through your school years, which is called not religion but Christianity. Christianity.
Oh, you still have that?
Yes. It has not yet been changed. Nacho jumped out.
Oh my!
But I wanted to have asked him a lot of things. But anyway, let's get Pirate Kitty in. Yes, but we still have that. Hey again, Pirate Kitty. Nacho seemed to jump out. So yeah, welcome back. Anyway, yes, Christianity is.
You got tired of me, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
It's in Danish school. And what really does bother me about Denmark is that religion is still very much an integrated part of the school system in Denmark.
But how many of the kids? But I mean, it's integrated into your school system. But like, what's your actual population percentage of people who actually believe it? Do you know?
It's about 70% are still members of the Church of Denmark.
Well, but that's
not everyone. Yes, you're already protesting because, and as Charlton has already said, it's a very strong tradition, and it's exactly the same thing in Denmark. It's a very strong tradition to go through the rituals. Well, it's a strong tradition to be a member of the Church.
And that's what I was gonna bring up. Is it like, I think it's really weird, but like, it seems like places where they have state-funded churches, like the UK and all that, people aren't as religious as they are in places like the United States, where religion is basically like, no, not supposed to be part of the government. I think that's weird.
Well, I don't know.
Paradox, and that's the core. That's the thing. That's the reason why I would want to make that the subject of this stream.
Yeah, I have to say I am very surprised, because I know both Norway and Sweden has gotten rid of the Christianity subject in school, and it's now called I think religion, belief, and views of life. So, and it's supposed to be, when you get into religions, you take those, the big five, and you equate the equal amount of time to Buddhism, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and Hinduism. So all the big five get the same amount of time. In the textbook, there is actually, like, word for word, it has to be the same amount of words. It's the same amount of information, so that you don't discriminate against one religion towards another. It's
okay.
It's very strict. It's like, if you have a textbook, if you have 1,000 words about Christianity, there is 1,000 words about Judaism or Hinduism or Islam. It has to be equal amount.
That seems a little bit like, what's the word?
Compulsive?
No. It's just like, it's like, okay, I can explain a religion in. I mean, as long as you're getting the key points, I don't understand why.
No. I'm not saying that there are 1,000 words. I'm saying the amount of time.
I get your point.
Okay. I understand what you mean then.
So the point is that you spend the equal amount of time on Christianity and Judaism. It's the equal amount of time being spent teaching kids about these religions, and this is made in this way to have people in a bigger effect making their own choices. If I don't want to believe in God, I don't believe in God. If I want to believe in a God, in a deity, I can choose what deity to call my God. I really, purple rhymes with orange. Yes, definitely. Fucking hell. Just say. And I have to go, guys. I'm so sorry. I took up so much of your time, and I've been talking a lot. But I love hanging out with you. I hope to see you. I hope you are safe. I hope you are well. Please remember to wash your hands, to be safe around the people that you love, and take care of yourself. Wear a mask whenever outside. Keep your distance, and let's hope that in 2021 we actually get to travel and see each other in life.
Yes.
I don't know. I hope. I do.
We have to meet up with Martima and eat surströmming.
Yes.
It's been lovely
by the
listening
way,
to you.
One last thing, Shaftan. The live stream that we made on Election Day, 3rd of November, is that anywhere to be found?
Yes, it's on the Bin Podcast. If you go. Podcast. Yeah, so if you go to youtube.com/the Bin Podcast, you will find me and Hobbs getting absolutely hammered and
discussing with the Trump supporter. It was a magnificent. It was a magnificent dumpster fire.
Yeah, I did not think that Hobbs was going to have any hair left. He was like literally tearing the hair out of his head, like.
Oh no!
That's on YouTube somewhere we can watch it.
Yeah, so you can go to please, I would very much like it if you went into my channel youtube.com/the Bin Podcast. I'll put it in the private chat.
I think I'm already subscribed to you.
I think you are
in the actual.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll put it in there so you can find that. You can find me there. I'm live every Thursday at 8 o'clock GMT or 9 o'clock CET. That is noon on the West Coast and 2 o'clock Central Time. We talk about religion. We talk about politics. We yell at people. I curse a lot, and I also have threatened to build a rocket to send everybody I don't like to the moon.
Oh boy!
So yeah. If you ever see my name on a ballot, please do not vote for me. That would be a very bad scenario for everybody.
Thanks for coming in.
So I love you guys. Please be safe. I hope to see you again very, very soon. Take care.
Thanks a lot, honey.
Cheers, man.
See ya.
He's a groovy
All
dude.
right, and that means we've got a free slot. So if anyone wants to jump in, I put links in strategic places in Twitter and other places. So jump in if you like and join the discussion and the chat. I'm getting a wee bit hammered already. That's beautiful.
Just don't let that scummer guy in.
Yeah, there you go. Who was it? Was it you, Kitty, that was talking about the multiplicity of religions and that sort of thing? One thing that came to my mind is what I'm noticing here in the States. It doesn't seem to me that we are crazy because we have so many religions. I think we have so many religions because we're crazy. It's a chicken egg sort of thing.
Right.
Because remember, this country was founded by people who got kicked out of their own country because they were so fucking obnoxious. You had the Puritans who, were asked to leave.
Hello, humans. Give me a minute.
Whoa, we got a problem. Big
noisy. Are you wearing a headset, Sam Chaos?
Yeah,
sorry, Diana, please go on.
Yes, dear. No, you had the Puritans who were asked to leave England. They went to the Netherlands. They went to Holland. They were thrown out of the Netherlands. Remember how tolerant the Dutch were and still are. And they couldn't stand them, sent them back to England. And then that's how they got here, was that England finally said, just get the fuck out of here. And this is what ended up founding the United States. And so this is where we're coming from.
I'm going to step out for a bit.
Need a break?
Yep.
Oh, my.
Hello, I should have fixed my audio now.
That sounds better.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than it echoing like 6 times or whatever.
I was going to say there was an awful lot of different groups, though. Not just sort of Puritan groups. And
right. Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting one that I think they were kind of very glad to get rid of was the early Anabaptists, because they were almost like they were almost like Jacobean kind of communists, really. So I'm pretty damn sure they were like told get on the fucking boat, But I was going to come back a little bit because I didn't get a chance to jump in on like religion in school, and we obviously in the. We've got what we call faith schools in the UK, and two of the largest sort of organisations that provide education in the UK are the Church of England and the Catholic education service.
In a 15-mile radius of me, I know of 2 non-religious schools.
Yeah, but there are secular schools. I mean, really, I got to say, I went to a C of E primary school, and the religion there, it wasn't too hard. It was just sort of the daily prayers kind of thing and assembly.
Yeah.
And
so
they actually introduced in 1944. There was an Education Act that brought in requirement for daily prayers in all state-funded schools. Although generally you get into some more secular. I went to secondary school. We didn't have daily prayers or anything like that. But there are an awful lot of issues around faith schools in the UK, and you can go look. But I noticed they didn't really become a talking point until about 15 years ago, when there were Muslim faith schools popping up. Now there were some issues with some of these, because there was a lot of them that were not regulated. But it did seem to be like, suddenly, on a sort of tide of Islamophobia that obviously happened after 9/11, suddenly faith schools were an issue. Now Muslims have got them, was the kind of the sort of trend to that. And I'm of the opinion I'd like to see all religion out of schools, but if you're going to allow it for one, like the C of E, then you probably should allow it for, and allow it for all of them. But
as someone who's just been through the UK education system, I have thoughts here.
The little baby. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
No, you're all good. So, in primary school, we had daily prayers and assembly, and we had religious education lessons and all that. And I think it was about once or twice a week we went to the church connected to my school. And we had a service, and we had to do the whole singing hymns thing.
Oh man! Oh, that was so much fun.
It was not particularly fun, though. I had a really interesting vicar at that church, and he actually knew a bit about the origins of holidays. So he explained to us where the idea of like Easter and Christmas came from in terms of paganism.
Okay, nice.
Interesting.
Which he actually wasn't supposed to do, I later find out.
Oops.
Yeah.
But he was cool, so he did. And then in high school, we had daily assemblies, and we did actually have to say a prayer every day in assembly, even when it was just like smaller group assemblies that we did sometimes, like form groups. And we had to all pray together at the end of the day, and we had to take communion once a month at high school. And we religious education was mandatory, and we had to learn about Christianity and Islam.
Okay.
See, I don't have an issue if religion was taught in school like the way that, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the guy that was just here, Carton?
Shartan.
Shartan. If it was like what he was talking about, that would be fine with me. Like the comparative religion where you talk about all the different, the at least the primary ones.
I think
that would be fine.
I think that would be. I actually do think that is very useful.
That would be good.
And that's what religious education should be.
A lot of schools around here have religious education as mandatory. And the rule is that your school technically individual students can pick 2, but school centres pick 2, so you will get given the papers on the ones your school picked. So if you pick the wrong ones because you didn't listen to your teachers, you're fucked. Okay. So, yeah.
Oh,
hey, Purple.
Thank you, Ilya.
And then 16 to 18 education, which is college, is unless you go to a specifically Christian college, which there's less of. Religion isn't particularly a factor, except that there are like prayer rooms where you can go to pray. And there was, where I live, there happens to be a particularly large Muslim population.
Okay.
It's like as best I can tell, it's like a good 2/3 of people are either culturally Christian or culturally Muslim, and then the other third of people is primarily actually Christian and actually Muslim. But a lot of the culturally Christian people still have a lot of Christian beliefs, even though they only say they're culturally Christian. Like they'll go, well, God must exist, mustn't he? And Jesus died on the cross. We have evidence of that. And I sit here laughing in paganism.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, my kids go to a school. I would not call it a religious school. It is a private school. However, every morning, well, they sing a lot of songs. Some of them may be psalms, and a teacher recites the Our Father prayer, because it's a long tradition at that school, and it's just something they do. The founder of the school was a guy called oh goodness, now I don't remember. Well, one of the founders of the school, and Scummer may know this person. He's a great psalm writer from Denmark. His name is Grundtvig. I probably haven't heard of him, but he did write about a lot about England as well, and some people here and there know about him in Britain as well. Anyway, there was him and Christen Kold and Grundtvig. They had a lot of actually pretty good ideas about how to do education.
Oops.
And so one of the slogans of Grundtvig was, "First you're a human, then you're a Christian."
Okay.
And one of the central slogans of Mr. Koch was, first live up, then enlighten.
Yay. Okay.
Fair enough.
They also happened at the same time to be very devoted Christian people. So that's why they do the prayer, because they always did. And the rest of the day, they don't really give up.
Well, it is actually possible to be Christian or religious, period, and reasonable at the same time.
Yes,
doesn't happen very often, but it is possible. Or at least not here. It happens very often. Here in the States, they're all nuts.
To be fair, no, I think it does happen quite a bit. But the ones who are reasonable about it, you don't hear much about their religion.
It's that the squeaky wheel gets the grease thing. I've got a thing I wanted to share because of Godless Scummer's Christmas shirt, but I'll hold on to it because I think he's not here right now.
Okay.
And I want him to see it.
Now, I had a very narrow dodge where I nearly ended up at a fundamentalist private school.
Oops. Oh no!
No.
I love it.
That poor kitty.
But his Christmas shirt was about a machine gun, and I saw this earlier last night, and I thought he would find it funny.
All right.
Okay, Kitty, you have to post that to my Twitter group so that I can save that one. I'll have to show that to Sloth Girl when she gets up.
Excellent.
Oh boy, boy.
Yes.
Let's see. If we're at the funny memes on Twitter, I saw one of my very favorite memes. Sorry. Reposted earlier today. Let me just see if I can find it. I should be here somewhere. There we go.
This hat makes my head itch.
Just see. So I'm very, very bad at this. I want to warn you just the same. Well, I think this would be it. There you go. And let me see if I can just. How do you full screen these?
There should be a button on the bottom underneath the button.
There you go. There you go. I found it.
Excellent.
Dog is able to learn up to 250 words and gestures. A dog can count up to 5 and can perform simple math, equivalent to human age 3. A cat doesn't give a fuck and is sick of the shit, equivalent to human age 42.
Really? 42? I'm already sick of everyone's shit and I'm 18.
Well, and even the researchers who have seriously studied this admit that that's the biggest problem, is they can't find any way to consistently motivate a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Cats are dicks.
Yeah, so they never know if the cat can't do the task or if the cat just doesn't feel like cooperating.
Yeah.
Right. But that's how you know that if the cat comes to you and wants to cuddle with you, you absolutely know that that's because the cat actually wants to do that.
Yes.
Whereas the dog might do it just because you kind of command it to.
Yeah. Well, that's Fiona, one of the feral cats that I redomesticated from the park. I will distinctly remember the day that she came up and curled up on the couch with me, that, sleeping next to me had become more important than the food.
Okay, then.
That's very sweet.
It is indeed. So, actually, I don't really feel that much. Well, if we could take a few lessons from the stream so far, and many of the points that Shartan more than anyone made. So I think let's see. There you go. I had to stop the screen that I was sharing. The thing that we can take away from this is that education is important, and I don't have much fear that if you do away with state churches as we have them in Britain and in Scandinavia, that we will suddenly see the development that you have seen in the States.
Well, yeah, you're more reasonable over on the other side of the pond.
So here's the thing, like what you were saying, Diana. Is it our religious freedom attracted the nut jobs, or we were nut jobs to begin with? That's the
my idea here, and I may be full of shit. You just tell me if you need to. Is that the nut jobs came here, and that's how we ended up with the religious stuff and everything else. I remember Christopher Hitchens saying about the separation of church and state here in the America, that basically what sparked the whole thing was the Danbury Baptists were afraid of the Danbury Congregationalists and wrote to Jefferson about putting a wall of separation between the two of them. So you have nominally the separation of church and state because the various religions were out to kill each other, literally.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's partially that the nut jobs went there, and partially that when the system was built, it was built with religious nut jobs in mind. And so a lot of the education system and a lot of the politics is still religion-based, even though it technically shouldn't be. And because it's so Christian predominant.
Well, and the big problem is that for like 100, 150 years here, all of the schools that existed were church schools. Public schools were a more recent idea.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And the public schools were set up not so much for education, but to keep the kids out of the workforce. So they weren't worried about education all that much anyway.
Not even to keep them out of the workforce, but also to prepare them for it. So these schools were more to indoctrinate conformity for having a bunch of people work together in a factory.
Mm.
But see, that's the thing. Like you say, like I can't think of any of the founding fathers that we talk about that were nut jobs, so to speak. But
they were fairly reasonable. Yeah, they were deists.
Right.
They were,
there was a nut job or two among them, as far as I understand.
Yeah, but they weren't dominated by that. I mean, what you basically had was, I forget exactly when in the 19th century, but there was that religious revivalism where, you had to bring God back into society.
It's not necessarily how the system's built, but how it's used.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, this is interesting. We all seem to have frozen on YouTube, but might want to check that out.
As far as I can see, we're still going.
Okay, fine.
I'm looking at the stream and can see it.
Yeah, you buffered for a bit.
I was going to mention actually that I got into something with someone on. It was clearly an American on Twitter the other day, and he just couldn't get. He was very much saying, he was very much.
Thank you, Julie.
He was very much saying that church and state should be a thing in America and whatever. Blah, blah, it should be established. And this is the problem he seems to get his head around. So all of what Americans I talk to who will say we should have a state church, they make this one big mistake all the time. They assume it's going to be their fucking church.
Yeah, there you are.
That happens. And I said, well, if you want to look about who's, if they actually put that to some sort of a vote or whatever, at what the state church would be in there, I said, well, your biggest religious demographics, Catholics, and no, we can't have a Catholic church as the state church. I said, well, do you see your fucking problem? That they still couldn't get it. They still couldn't get the problem here.
Mm-hmm.
You're assuming it's going to be your church that will be the state church, and it will not be.
People cannot get their head. Go on, sorry, Pirate Kitty.
I was going to say that's one of those things I've heard said before. Is like people, the evangelical Christians want to make it easier for their religion to be in charge, but I'm just like, you do realize that by making it easier for your religion to be in charge, you're making it easier for the next religion to come along and take over. So you're constantly worrying about Muslims. So you make it easy for you to become in charge, and then that makes it even easier for the Muslims to become in charge if you're so worried about that. It's better to keep it no religion, and then nobody can be in charge of what you do religiously.
And let's be honest, globally speaking, Islam is growing a bit more.
By leaps and bounds, yes.
By leaps and bounds. And, it is going to, it probably is, in the next 50 to 100 years, is going to be the biggest religion on earth. I mean, if it's not there already,
if you don't count Catholicism, like a lot of Christians seem to not want to,
but they're selective about that though, Sam, because
if you ask them what's the biggest religion, they'll say Christianity.
Okay, can we sort those two? Who said what to whom and for how much?
Okay, so basically, they're selective about when they include Catholicism or not, because in terms of like religion sizes, Christianity is only the biggest if you do count Catholicism.
Right.
But most of the time they choose not to, because the Catholics are different to them and therefore heretics and don't count.
That is just so funny that I look at the various sects. And no, you're not a Christian, and you're a heathen, and they're all at each other's throats.
The only actual heathen, as it were, in this room technically is me.
It's you.
Oh, so you're one of those filthy pagans, huh? No, just kidding.
But, by the way, Sam, where are you actually at? Where in the world? Where in the world are you?
I'm about 20-minute drive from Stool.
So is that Britain or?
Yeah, north of England.
Sounds like Britain. Yeah, cool, great one. Right. I'm getting a wee bit hammered here, so I'll start speaking with a Scots accent anyway.
Oops.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I'm purposefully Americanizing my accent as I go, so that everyone here can understand what the fuck I'm saying.
No, you shouldn't.
Oh, come on! You should do that. I want to hear the straight real accent.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah.
It's going to come out.
Look, this is going to go bloody well, isn't it?
Well, hey, I've been listening to Australians for the past 2 years. I think I'll sort it out.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will eventually. I'm going to bugger off in a minute.
Oh, we got Scummer in again. Get one. And then one of my dark secrets. It's not a secret at all, really, and it's not really that dark. But I played the bagpipes for 13 years. I ended up doing it pretty well. So, but of course, a lot of the tuition it would be if you're around these longitudes. A lot of the tuition was done by Scots, so I kind of picked it up from there.
I was going to say I don't quite know where the conversation went, but I was actually in the middle of making a point when my damn internet cut out again.
What was said was basically that they only want to count Catholics when they're counting Christian numbers, and they don't want to count Catholics in terms of praxis.
Pretty much what I would say that they when they said, well, you don't want to count Catholics, suddenly you are not the biggest religion,
Right.
Suddenly, how can this many people be wrong thing doesn't work quite so well.
Yeah, but it's silly. It's so silly not to count Catholics among Christians. It's so dumb. It pisses me off. I've studied religion as a subject in university. I've actually got a master's degree in religion, sociology of religion, and I get enraged when people say that Catholics are not Christian. Talking about Scots, that would be the biggest, fattest no true Scotsman argument I've ever heard.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now here's a fun one for you. I had a Christian tell me the other day that because I believe Yahweh exists, I'm Jewish. Because I don't believe in Jesus, but I do believe in Yahweh. I'm therefore Jewish.
Right.
No, I'm thinking Canaanite more than Jewish, but that's another story entirely.
I mean, yeah, I believe in all of them over there in terms of Canaanite and including Yahweh. But Yahweh was actually originally a Canaanite deity in the first place.
Right. So many people just don't know that. Yeah, the Jews were originally polytheists. Yeah.
I know, and it amuses me greatly to point that out to Christians and to go, look, you came from Judaism, but Judaism was a polytheistic faith with no afterlife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my word!
I am going to have to go because family's here, and I do have to socialize a bit.
No
worries.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for dropping in.
Merry Christmas. I shall be around again later.
Sounds good to me.
Hey Sam, you wanna plug your channel or whatever you want? You're more than welcome.
Cheers. So yes, I have a channel. I post once a month. I'll be posting in the next few days. I talk about whatever the fuck I want. In January, I'm thinking my video might be explaining a conversation I had with a group of street pastors because it was highly entertaining. And in the description of any of my videos, you'll find links to my artist. They're doing commissions at the moment, so if anyone wants commissions done, look there.
Yay! Wonderful. Sounds wonderful.
I need art done. I just can't afford to pay anyone for it.
Yeah, I know that feeling, honey.
Well, have a good day, guys. I'll see you all later.
Take care, sweetness. Stop by my place if you can.
Bye.
I want to show you all something, so just carry on with that, mate, for a couple of seconds.
So wait a minute. Do we have to stand back?
Goodness knows. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting what sort of saying about obviously some of the the origins of Judeo-Christianity anyway. But I say, I think one of the things though I haven't really tried to get into those arguments with people this year because I kind of got tired of them. But I do sometimes have to caution some people mainly atheists and some pagans about saying a lot of these Christmas traditions come from paganism, and they don't really. But it's historically. But But you know, I was like, you know, I it's kind of like it's a hill I seem to die on most years, but I just decided I'm not going to have this blooming argument this year, you know.
Right. So what I wanted to show you is one of my Christian presents or Christmas presents.
Yeah, seat those dentures, will you?
Yes, exactly. Anyway, this was from my daughter. She's 8 years old, and she made this all by herself.
Oh my. Okay.
Wow.
What are we dealing with here?
Put yourself full screen, Hops. So I'm gonna see. Yeah.
Oh, there
More
we
than
are.
anything, it's a painting, and she made it for me.
Yeah, okay, I didn't know if it was
trying
supposed to
work
be
out if
any
it was a
specific
animal.
subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a meaningful subject to her or something like that.
That's awesome.
I'm not sure neither, but it's something she made for me, and it's definitely going up on my wall, and I love it. I absolutely
absolutely.
Can you guys hear me?
No.
Yeah, sure.
My thing just popped up and said it lost connection to my mic, and I'm like, uh-oh.
That happens to me under Google Meet from time to time. It just throws me off, and Kate gets all pissed off when I lose my mic, but because I have to step out and then step back in, and oh no, there goes the neighborhood.
Whenever I'm on Zoom, whenever I'm on Zoom, it randomly keeps switching my audio devices.
Okay.
Anyway, still, Jenny's not here anymore, so she can't stalk you anymore. Or
She's
at least
still
right
in
now
the chat. She's still in the chat, though.
Ah, bummer. She can then.
There we go.
But then everything is back to normal, I guess.
Excuse me.
Oh, Moof Beef. Oh, Fodrick. Hi, honey.
I'm only here briefly because I think I need to offer an apology to our host.
Uh-oh.
For what
exactly?
You do? Yes. You absolute. I don't know. So I don't know that many. You absolute spanner. How could you?
Spanner.
It's the only mildly derogatory. It's the only mild derogatory that I know in English.
You could call him a spoon.
What you could?
Oh my gosh!
What you can do is you put the word wank in front of the word spanner, and it makes a much better insult.
Jeff,
there you are.
The ginger foreigner called me a spanner. I am so fucking loving this.
Credit goes to Cricky Blinder. Those.
Hey, listen, it's Christmas Day in some of our countries, and so if I said a bad to offend you, I apologise. I'm slightly tipsy, and I intend to get massively more so.
How dare you?
Oh,
How dare you? Only
hey, listen, this is my one day of the year where I'm allowed to go mental. Oh,
you need to know that drinking will not be tolerated on Hopswatch's stream.
No, but just don't tell Purple that I'm going to get drunk.
Well, I'm actually wearing one of my Christmas presents right now. It actually says "Time flies when you're having rum."
Alrighty then.
Awesome.
Did you see my machine gun cat, Scummer? I shared it because of your Christmas shirt.
That was when I was stepped out, because I had to step out for a couple of minutes.
You'll need to bring.
I guess you're just gonna have to put it back up there.
Let me pull it back up. I'm trying. I gotta go find it now.
I have to do serious words here because I've checked the calendar and I'm pretty sure that today is Christmas Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last I checked.
And I am literally scared because Purple will kick my fucking ass. Because Purple has put so much fucking effort into this thing and I don't want to fuck it up.
Now,
it's got to be smooth.
Keep implying I'll get violent with people, but that requires me to actually expend effort that's outside of my skill set.
Well, I don't know. It's obvious that Stool wants something. We just have to figure out what it is.
People think I'm a pacifist. It's actually that I'm just too lazy to bother.
I'm not a wanter. I'm a giver.
Alrighty then.
And the silence ensues.
Right.
Silent day all the way. Anyway.
Oh, I found some lovely. If you guys, for next year, in about 365 days time, if you're thinking of making Christmas vids, I found a wonderful source of totally legal, copyright-free music.
Free Christmas music, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Kevin
legitimately legal.
Okay.
Nothing that'll get you a partial block.
Even the stuff that I won't get blocked for.
What on earth? What on earth? That is.
He's going.
That is both like funny but creepy at the same time.
That poor cat. Oh, scheisse.
I know. I've been. I've done 1 hour without not being involved in this marathon thing, so I'm kind of out of the loop. So, can I ask one question, please?
No.
Nope.
Won't let you.
No. I can
do it.
That's unanimous.
No. Hold on. Let's still ask the question. Whether we answer it or not is another matter.
There we go.
Democracy is awesome, and you voted, and you all win.
Yay!
Okay.
What I would like to ask. What my question is thus: person top left, and I still can't say your name. I apologise. Person top left with the wonderful sweater.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I still can't say his name. You've had your Chris.
You want my real name or my?
No, not real name. What I'm going to say to you, this is your Christmas shot. Your camera view now is so Christmassy. It's awesome. You've got the red, and it looks really good. And PK's got a hat on as well. I love it when people put a little bit of effort into these things. Jeff, you're a dick. Fuck off.
Okay. I will invoke the clause of putting a swear word and an insult together that and say wank spanner.
Love that word.
Purple, do you want me to hear that on me to give my take on that from here or on on another stream? Because
it would be fine here if people aren't talking about something else now.
Hashtag wank spanner.
Well, it's just I get a little frustrated with a lot of the, shall we say, Christmas, all these Christmas traditions being pagan kind of things at times that don't necessarily stand up when you look at the history of it. One thing I've always heard was like, look, people, every year I hear this, that Christmas trees are an ancient pagan thing. And it's like, there's actually no record of this really, Christmas trees really being a thing until like the 16th century mainland Western Europe. And yet every single year,
I'm getting stressed now. Again, I'm getting stressed.
Every single year.
it does date back to the traditions in Eastern Europe, where the locals would dance around, primarily pine trees around Christmas time, because they were a symbol of overcoming winter, because they're green all year round.
Mm.
I thought I heard something about like popcorn lines being for feeding trees. Feeding birds, not trees.
But really, largely, they're but by and large, they're very much a Victorian thing. Is where they really took off. But, they were most. I mean, the most likely explanation that they were developed from Tree of Paradise, which is obviously very much a Christian thing. Referring to the Garden of Eden. I'm just saying we got to be a little. My real point is, I think we have to be very, very careful, but sometimes about stating a lot of these things as having been pagan traditions. Well, we don't really have the historical evidence to back a lot of that up. But I see a lot of this being repeated every single year, and it does. I don't know. It just kind of bothers me a little bit.
I kind of understand where Jeff is coming from here, because the history of all these things is fascinating. I love it.
Yeah,
history is sexy, but at some point you've got to say to yourself, does it matter? Stick a tree up, stick a statue up. Let's just live our lives.
Well,
I think the only reason that anybody makes a big deal about it is because Christians make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, so I'm still not very used to seeing you.
I think we got to recognize two things.
Yeah, I'm used to your voice, but this is the first time I've seen your face.
Yeah. This is only the first time I've.
He needs to see a feeling with an eye patch.
Yeah,
I don't have an eye patch though.
I don't live streams with your face visible, Pirate. So no, it's definitely not the first time.
No, it's not the first time, but I don't usually stay on camera that long. But like I was saying, I think the reason that most people make a big deal about the pagan origins of these traditions is the fact that every time something is tried to change a little bit, they throw an uproar, like we're trying to erase their history. And it's like, well, you realize that you erased someone else's history to get where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be absolutely intellectually dishonest to say that Christianity never appropriated anything from paganism, because of course it did. It appropriated loads, but sometimes I think an awful lot of stuff is misattributed, though. And I see it a lot of the time more in the context of Christians and atheists really just shouting at one another. Instead of really looking at the history. I mean, I've known people who are atheists who have kind of cautioned some atheists about this, and they get accused of being apologists for it. Like engaging in
that whole thing with Easter.
Bollocks. Yeah, it's just bollocks.
There's that meme that goes around about Easter and Esther and all that, and like that's complete bullshit. I think I've heard.
History and the learning of is absolutely awesome.
I'm a Viking now.
I want every one of you. I want every one of you to now be.
No, I can't do it. Never mind.
To get an erection about history, because history is sexy and it's important. It's very fucking important.
It is indeed.
Well, yes, but
it really is. I'm not going to do my thing where I point my finger and
I don't
say,
know where
I
it
told you
started
so.
with them bringing the trees inside. But in Scandinavia, there was, a common practice of them putting food offerings out tied to the pine trees. And that was supposed to be to promote good hunting through the winter because, of course, it resulted in the animals staying close to the village.
Well, right. That's what I was trying to bring up earlier. Is like I heard that's why we string popcorn and put it on the trees, because they would string various things and put them on trees outside for the animals in the winter.
Yeah.
Quite possibly. You string popcorn on the trees?
Well, it wouldn't have been popcorn because they didn't have corn until the Americas.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but it's something that's easily accessible for birds. I never did it. My family never did it. We made we would take construction paper and make little rings and make a linked chain and put it on.
Oh, I remember those. Yeah.
Oh, we do.
The paper things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we would just string up all of the stale breakfast cereal.
Okay.
Although I will warn people not to string Fruit Loops because then the birds will have technical or bird poop on your car.
That would be
funny. In Denmark, we have a strong tradition for making our own Christmas decorations. You just go on. I'll see if I can find this one that I was reminded of by Facebook. Earlier today.
Oh my. You remind me, Jeff. I'm so glad I quit smoking. Really, I am.
Yeah.
It was killing my throat.
It's a fucking shit habit.
Let's see.
Now, the thing is, I wish that I could have got ahead with the money I wasn't spending on pipe tobacco, but unfortunately, I ended up spending it on other shit.
You talked about homemade ornaments. This isn't exactly homemade, but my aunt used to have a hobby of painting. She would get the blank ornaments from like Michael's and stuff and paint them and then give them out for Christmas. And this was
yay.
This was from 1991, and I just doxed my first name. Oh well.
Yay!
Yay! So wait a minute, is that acrylic or is that plaster of Paris?
It's plaster of Paris with paint on it, with like acrylic paint.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Now this is the only one that I can find because she used to do it every year. She passed away 6 years ago, I think. So yeah, but I never have a Christmas tree to put it on. So
what was a traditional practice was, actually hanging cookies as ornaments.
Oh, okay.
Why would you waste a good cookie?
Well, you didn't have to waste them; you could eat them.
Oh.
Although we actually did do some that we shellacked them so that they could be, kept for years.
I remember making the bread dough ornaments that had all the salt.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that by the time you got through with the dough, it was like a brick.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember making those as a kid.
Yeah, and those weren't food anymore. And
no.
Basically, with that level of salt, they stayed preserved because the bacteria couldn't grow on them with that much salt.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm not legally allowed to tell you about my favorite Christmas memories because I'll get bananated because it involves television and music and stuff because I'm British. So
just don't get anybody partially blocked and you're going to be fine.
I'm being such a good boy today.
Are there any experts in how to go back in your timeline on Facebook? Because I absolutely hate the new layout, and I can't.
What are you trying to do, Hobbs?
Figure it out. I'm trying to go back to Christmas Eve 2015.
You shared something?
Yeah, I did back then, and it came up as a memory yesterday. But now I can't find it. Just like that.
That's Facebook.
You know what?
Facebook really sucks because I want to go back to that specific date.
I was warming to hops, but now he's looking at Facebook.
Let me see if I can help you figure it out real quick.
Yeah, Facebook sucks for trying to find anything that you previously posted.
Facebook is
story archive. I never post stories, so go away. Let's see.
I've given up on Facebook and. Basically, I check in there like once every 3 months, but
yeah, I know that feeling.
If I could go through the years, then the months, and that actually worked pretty well. But it doesn't work anymore, apparently.
Whilst Hops is looking, Purple, you've got people to entertain. So what's coming up next on your wonderful marathon?
Me.
Yeah, well, Pirate Kitty's next with her trivia, and then
Oh,
it's gonna be
you're
Diana.
at,
that will be fun. Hey, let's talk. Let's talk about that.
Honey?
Hey, PK, what's going to be happening in your wonderful Christmas stream?
They're just gonna have some Christmas trivia. I scoured the internet for about
15 minutes.
No, 30 or so questions, music questions, movie questions. There's some generic holiday-related questions, a couple of bonus questions.
And
Depending on who's going to be there, the bonus questions may change.
Do I? I actually like this because you put some thought into it, and this pleases me.
Yeah,
because I'm a nerd. So tell me now.
What?
What do I win?
You win 1 million God points.
There we go.
You'll have to go to GE to redeem them.
They are found
wrong answer.
Much as one of Quickie Brander's spanners.
So yeah, the memories will only do this. It seems like they will only do the day.
Okay.
Hey, PK, stop looking at your monitor. That is so rude.
I actually spent some time finding a Christmas themed Google Slides. So instead of just me sitting here reading the questions, there will actually be the questions on the screen. And I've also got a what is your elf name and what is your reindeer name? And I'm going to ask everybody to rename themselves for that.
PK, how many hours did Purple give you? I only got 2 hours.
I only got 2. I took 2.
Yeah, 2 hours was the standard time slot.
Except for
popular
Nacha.
People.
Don't go there.
I'm going to go there because I love Purple.
I actually filled in a slot that was just open. There was somebody before me and there was somebody after me. So I was like, I'll just take that slot right there. If I'd have known it was going to be this early, though, I might have reconsidered. I'm just I am not a morning person.
So, are you saying quite definitely that when I win your trivia, I will not get a prize?
Find the thing that I wanted to share. So
yeah, there's no prize. It's just for the fun of it.
But still, did you get one of these at all in the post? Did you? I can't remember if you won one or not.
Oh, fuck! I'm doing it again. Do you see what I do? Jeff shows me something, and I look at the monitor. Oh God, I'm a dick. Purple, can you make Jeff big, please?
let me just try. Wait.
No, it's not. It's not Purple.
Hops.
Ginger person.
Hops.
Yes, I'm trying. There you go.
There we go.
Did you win one of these? I remember.
Did you get your thing?
Yeah.
I
know it arrived damaged. It's one of Dave's trophy. Unfortunately, it arrived a bit damaged because it had he'd like glued a cape onto the back of it, but it had come off in it's got a little. I'm holding a little beer can there as well. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, well done. And also, may I say, well deserved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have got one with spatula hands on it. I think.
Wait, no. I'm not allowed to say that phrase.
Okay. No, I found the thing I wanted to share with you. Yeah, these are some traditional Danish ornaments.
Oh, those are nice.
I love the Anarchy one there.
Yeah, they're similar to the Scandinavian ones. That's my mom's side of the family is Finnish.
Yeah, Oh yeah, and
so
very appropriate.
Purple,
I made a Finnish flag as well in one of them.
Yeah,
Yep.
I see that Finnish flag there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let me see.
I did have to sort of laugh at the fact it's saying that similar to Scandinavian ones, and Denmark is technically part of Scandinavia.
Well, yeah.
Denmark is very much about part of Scandinavia.
Yeah.
It's actually Finland that isn't. Finland is one of the
is
northern
not
countries,
technically Scandinavian.
as is Iceland. Iceland is also one of the northern countries, not really Scandinavian. But colloquially, those terms are being using interchangeably.
Yeah.
So, can you see the cursor? Is the cursor showing? Oh, wait,
I can't see it on the screen. No.
Oh, it's showing, right? So that's the Anarchist one. And then there's the Thor's hammer, the Finnish flag.
On there.
And down here we've got that was because I spent a couple of months in Ireland where I actually worked and lived. So make a shamrock one, and this was actually this was extremely difficult to make, but I always made it. What it says is Allah in Arabic, because I just wanted to see if that could be made. Because the thing about that was the Muslims that I really like, the Muslim people that I like and care about, they would love this, to see a Christmas ornament with God's name on it. And the Muslims that don't like it, that are so fundamentalist that I think this is a heathen way to provoke them and stuff like that, well, I will rub this in their face. I made a Christmas ornament with the God's name on it, and what are they going to do about it? So this was a win-win thing.
Yeah.
To do.
And, hey, Hops, I gotta go. I gotta get set up for my own stream.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yay!
And I'll definitely take a piss before I get on your stream, but I'll be on that. If not, it's filled up like my stream got a couple of times at the beginning.
Sure. Well, I probably won't, because I'm going to have to. I'm super excited. Dinner in a minute, so.
Okay, see you guys. I need to go, but I got to plan if there's too many people.
Yep. We'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
God.
Yeah, and well, the other thing I was used to, was the.
I was going to say that one that I didn't until you actually pointed out the cursor. I didn't recognise that as being Thor's hammer. And it's not until you actually pointed out that I was like, "Oh yes, it is." It is a Mjolnir.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but
my ex-wife is a heathen. Well, and she participated. I want to say this because this is one of the things that I really like about the heathen community. At solstice, at the winter solstice, they made an online. They made some online rituals. They met online to do those, which is really, really cool during the pandemic, of course. And by the way, I was tested the other day, and I had confirmed what everyone knows. And I know I told this joke before, Jeff, but I'm going to tell it again because I am like that. The test confirmed that there is nothing positive about me.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Right.
Yes. You say about like being a heathen. I don't how well you can see this. But only tattoo I've ever had done is there. So it shows you where my belief system was at a few years ago with the Mjolnir. So
yeah, beautiful. Well, King Fat.
This is where I've got to behave because
he's got one. Wait, that's wrong. Oh, I'm too fucking drunk. There you go. Despicable Thing, also known as King Fat. He's got the word "night," which is "no" in Danish, written in I think it's dingbats or some other symbol writing right here. Just the word "no" in Danish, because he felt like it. I interrupted you, Stu. What were you saying?
No, it's fine. Your channel, my friend.
But you're welcome to be on my channel and speak on my channel. And
I'm trying my best to be a good boy. Every time idiots talk about tattoos, I try to talk about mine. I've got 5, and they're very nice. But I'm wearing a onesie.
Are they in precarious places that aren't fit for YouTube?
No, mine are very classy. You see, the thing is, unlike Jeff, I'm posh.
Okay.
So
Of course you are.
I do things correctly.
Right.
Oh, we've got the sun coming up.
I actually did watch one of your Asterix things the other day, Jeff.
Yeah.
I think I watched it whilst you were actually alive. And I actually enjoyed it. I can't remember the name of your compadre. I forget her name. My bad.
Noodle, also known as Hissy.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a wonderful thing to watch. It really was. It really was.
Yeah.
You just literally sit there and talk about something that you're into.
Yeah. Well, we plan.
It's a fun stream to watch. It's generally too early in the morning for me.
We're hoping Hops is going to join us for one day because he's read an awful lot of the Asterix books as well. So
yeah, I did, and I thought my suggestion was to do it on the magic carpet.
Yeah.
Can I interrupt? Can I interrupt for 1 second, please? Jeff, your compadre on your Asterix thing, Noodle. On Twitter, her handle is what?
Is hold on, at Danger Hissy. I'll put it in a private chat. All right.
But the thing is, about a year ago or so, I guess it was, I found my favorite comic book over them all, and not only the series, but the very favorite comic book over them all. I found that in the original language.
Ooh.
L'affaire tournesol.
If we had a good producer, we could actually make that bigger.
Yeah, but you see, I could do this.
Hey, now we're there. Now we're there.
L'affaire tournesol by Hergé, The Adventures de Tintin.
Cool.
Or something like that. I guess I don't know much French, but the thing is, I'm going to one day read this, and I know the story beforehand. I'm going to learn a whole lot of French just from reading this. Maybe.
Hey, are you going to do it now?
No.
Don't read the whole book now.
There are only 7 minutes left of my thing, so there won't be time for that. Oh, I am going to relieve my bladder so much when this. What we've got there, Scummer. Let's see it.
That's Omnibus 1. That's,
Yay!
I had to end up buying a few of these.
Is that a special thing?
It's a collection of like the first 3 books in one there. So see, it's only about that thick. So it's not a massive book, but they're an awful lot. They're an awful lot of fun. Those books, actually.
I know damn well that you think I'm taking the piss out of you.
No,
I'm
no,
not. No. I'm literally not taking the piss out of you because, you know what? It's kind of cool watching people have an obsession or a passion, whatever word you want to use. I'm into that. That's cool. You know, I've got my stuff. Jeff's got his stuff, and the weird ginger person has his stuff. But I'm not allowed to talk to him because Brexit. Ooh. Um,
no, that was Shartan. That was Shartan that made a great deal about that. You can talk about Brexit with me if you want to. It's okay.
No. That ain't going to be.
Actually, I am thinking. I don't know if this is against the Christmas stream rules, but I'm going to wrap this up now because while the other streams are typically will be 1 or 2 minutes over, this is not going a long way from here. So I think I will be wrapping this up right now so that everyone can be ready for Pirate Kitty stream, which will be up next. And so if you want to, you can plug your channels now. Why don't we start with Crazy Cat Lady, also known as Diana, and the Lemon Blood Lady?
Yes, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. I am Diana Clarion, the Lavender Lady. How the heck are you? I do Lavender Lady things along with the wonderful, the brilliant, the beautiful, the bionic dance, Kate Farr. And the brilliant Mom NATO. We just talk about stuff and things and have a pretty much good time. And yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. And I will be on after Pirate Kitty in this rotation here. So now you know which program to avoid.
Not the one after Pirate Kitty. We will definitely be there. Purple. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Mostly I do live streams Wednesdays at noon and Thursdays at midnight, U.S. Central Time. I occasionally do edited videos and hope to be doing more of those in the coming year after I get my new computer together.
Right.
That'll be fun.
Scummer.
Yeah, I just put my link to my channel in the live chat there. Yeah, people know about the Asterix streams I do with Hissy. I am planning, hopefully, I'm going to start doing a bit more of my channel in the new year, although I think I've said that every year for the last 3 years now, so we'll see. But it is the plan. I hope to like start doing some more like interviews and stuff like that again.
Yay!
But so yeah. I'm mainly live stream. Occasionally, if I do a short video, it's usually just recorded and uploaded. Because I'm shit at editing anything. So
you are immensely shit, Jeff. You are so shit.
Right, stool.
All right.
Sorry. It was so funny when you posted a private fucking.
Stool, you want to say anything good
Sorry.
about your channel?
Sorry, no, I had a.
Sorry.
That's why I had a test stream. You see, because you work out when you fuck up.
Yes, and it worked very well.
Yeah.
You dick.
You have a minute and a half. Hurry up.
Okay. Am I framed correctly? My lighting is not too good. Anyway, 3, 2, 1. The important thing is not me. The important thing is these dicks who are around me. Follow them, click them, and subscribe. And if you've got a few pennies, give it to them. Because these guys and ladies have made me a happy boy this year. Look after them.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you, Stu.
Okay, just going to wrap it up here because my bladder's about to make a Tycho Brahe. If you have ever heard about the famous Danish astronomer, and I do not want to end the same way like him. So I'm going to wrap it up here, and you won't get any more details about that. But cheers, everyone! So glad to have you on, and this was a blast. It was great, and yes, let's get ourselves.
Thanks for having me on, honey.
Yeah, always my pleasure, and my pleasure to have every one of you, including Stu, who would believe.
Yeah, even Stool.
Love you. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I actually talked to a
Pops,
ginger.
you're still live, mate.
Oops.
You need to end the stream, Hops.
Oh,
Hey,
dear.
Hopsy, honey.
He ran away too quick and he forgot to hit the red button.
I'm an idiot. I don't know how to do this.
Hey, YouTube. This is why we left the EU. Gingers don't know how to use the YouTubes.
Okay, look for the little red button above the
this time
side chat.
This time it's serious. Bye bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Bye bye.